Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Always down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, and holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
I do love that intro every single time. Good, look at me. I've figured out how to do it properly. How are we doing today? Hello, Christopher Engelby. Where is the chat? Why isn't it in there? Maybe because nobody's talking. I guess that could do it. I hope aw, that's actually quite sweet, John. Oh, there we go. It's working. Yay. I hope everybody is doing well. Oh, Chris, look at you. Love it. Thank you so much. You got hot weather today, Beverly? Oh my goodness. I know we are starting a bit early today. I'm trying to just get some things done from different days. I worked really hard today. I did a lot of different things. I made some content. I captured some content. I created some content. I made my face look like this. Casey Carey, I will do a get ready with me video. I did one of those on the old channel as a members only, and Mikey made fun of me for it. It was so funny. I am actually very basic when it comes to that, but I will film one. Okay, so we have to get into it though, because I want to do around an hour and a half today. I think that's a good amount of time. It'll just lead us right into the rest of the night for everybody. And we are gonna watch a case out of Texas again. It's the same Michael Nelson judge. And this case is interesting. I want to know what you guys think about it. It'll be, we'll see. But yeah, before we get started, please make sure that you clock in for your shift. Hit the like button. Tell me what you've had for dinner. If you didn't like what you had for dinner, tell me what you wish you had for dinner. And yeah, let us get to it. Nothing to it but to do it, as Katina would say.
What's called?
Oh, hold on, Judge.
253762.
Whoa. Nothing to it but to do it. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Christopher. That's going to take a while for Streamlabs to catch up on, but I appreciate it, and thank you so much. Yum. I read rice with Indian curried tofu, Barb, at the same time as saying thank you to Chris for his $5 super chat.
Mr. Diamond, make me a co-host again, please.
Make him a co-host.
Are you there?
Sorry about that, Your Honor. You're co-hosted now.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, now I can record. There we go. All right, folks, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and call Bell County Cause Number 253,762-C. This is in the 169th Judicial District Court of Bell County, Texas. And this is in the interest of Reedus minor children, non-custodial party being Benjamin J. Reedus, custodial party being Terry Michelle Reedus. And this matter is before the court on a super modification and motion to confirm arrears. Both parties have previously been noticed and served. We did a temporary order back in March of this year, and then that order I appointed Mr. Brimhall as the guardian ad litem for the children in this matter. So at this time, I ask the state for an opening to tell the court what the state's requesting we do here today, whether or not you're requesting this to be a final. And then I'll ask the ad litem to tell the court what he's requesting in behalf of his clients in this matter today, the children. And then, folks, I don't let pro se litigants make opening statements. They don't get it right. I just want to know what the gist of the hearing is for today, and the lawyers will tell me what that is at the end of the hearing. In finality, if you want to tell the court or give the court a final argument or tell the court something that didn't come out during the hearing, then you have the right as your own legal rep to do that. But this time, I'm going to let the lawyers tell me what we're going to try to do here today, and whether or not we're going to have to come back later. So again, I'll start with the state, then go to the ad litem. Thank you.
Your Honor, the state is seeking to finalize the temporary order. I believe that there may be some argument from Mr. Reedus in that his income is changed. However, the state is alleging he is intentionally underemployed and would like to keep it set at the prior amount.
All right, thank you. Mr. Adlider.
Judge, in this case, I was appointed because Mr. Reedus had asked for a change of custody based on the child's preferences. There's one child under the age of 18. I spoke with that child, and that child would like to remain where he is. I believe he's close to wrapping up or maybe starting school or anyhow. Either way, he wants to. Yeah, I think he's.
Okay, I didn't look at the ages, so let me go ahead back to.
I can't remember if he's just starting or just finishing. I didn't look right before, but either way, he's in high school. And I think he's.
Okay, looks like he started a couple years ago, because it looks like
yeah.
He's 15. He turned 15 this year, so.
Right, just starting then. Okay, just starting. But I spoke with him. He wants to stay where he's at. And so that particular issue I don't think is disputed at this time anymore. So really the only issue is the issue that the OAG brought before the court, which is what Mr. Reedus's current child support should be. Mr. Reedus was working as a security guard and was making a fairly substantial sum each month. And then he was also and is currently getting money from the VA as a result of a disability connected with his military service, and a very small monthly retirement amount due to his prior job as a police officer. So he does have 3 sources of income. The prior child support amount that was done in March may have been slightly too high, but the concern, I guess, now is Mr. Reedus is saying that he has left the job that he was working at, and that he has some explanation for that, but it does modify the support by quite a bit. So I think just an appropriate order regarding support is needed. I'm not opposed to attempting to finalize it, although I believe Mr. Reedus will say that he's currently looking for a replacement job, and so there may be some issues with attempting to finalize it today there. But just an appropriate order regarding child support. I believe Mr. Reedus has the health insurance for the child, and Miss McGriff, formerly Reedus, I believe she has the dental and vision on the child.
All right, then. Well, let's get this information. Obviously, if the circumstances warrant, I'll do another further temporary order, because again, I don't want to shortchange anyone one way or the other. So let's see what we got. Let's see what the circumstances are, and we'll take it from there. So, and I'm sorry, on the pleadings, it still showed you as Rita, so it's Miss McGriff now, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, the motion still has you down as Rita, so but that's no problem. Let's change that with the final order. But this time, I want to ask both you and Mr. Reedus to raise your right hands, please. Do you both solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're gonna give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you?
Yes.
Sure.
All right, you're both officially under oath. I'm going to let the state call you as witnesses. And
Wow, amazing, Mark. Thank you so much. I saw some names on there I know. I saw some names I don't know. I love that. I love that entrance. Just like slam through the door. Hey, baby. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate that. And I'm so glad to all of our new members. Actually, and funny enough, Casey Carey, in fact, the how do I put this? Earlier, I was talking to Casey Carey about one of the members onlys that I did on the first channel, where I did a get ready with me, where I did my makeup, and it was posted as a members only. And Mikey from Credence and Mikey made fun of me for that, and said, and was like, we do members only every week for all the channels, this, that, the other. We're not out there making makeup tutorials and stuff. And I laughed and laughed and laughed. But in reality, I took it to heart and I thought, you know what, that's true. And ever since then, since we have memberships, we also do members only once a week, which is great for all of us because we like hanging out. Anyways, thank you again, Mark, so much for that. Because, yeah, we do it every week and twice on Sundays. I don't know how to set that up, but that's entirely possible. You guys are all so kind, and I really appreciate each and every one of you for being here, even though, like, hitting the like button or leaving a comment. Those things help immensely. And I'm sure everybody would love to drop memberships all the time if they could, but even dropping a like is really, really helpful. I mean, the memberships are really, really, really helpful, but the like button needs your help too. Anyways, let's listen to this guy. He basically, if you've listened to what they've just said, they said he was making a lot of money. He has a retirement, very small, from being a police officer, and he was in the military. Oh, he's so sweet. Oh, you guys. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Like your job. Drop his job like it's hot. Basically, they're alleging that as soon as he got the child support order raising his child support, he was like, fuck this. I ain't doing this anymore. So let's continue, shall we? Thank you again, Mark. And wow, Bad Scooter. 9 months. That's a baby. It's like we had a baby.
let's see what we can do on this one today. So I'll let you go ahead and start this one, Ms. Hubbard, and you may proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. A state would like to call Benjamin Reedus. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
Benjamin Reedus.
And sir, you were previously in the United States military, is that correct?
Correct.
When did you stop being in the military?
I was retired, I want to say May of 2014, I do believe.
Okay. And was it a medical retirement? What happened then?
Medically retired for injuries from combat.
And at that time, what was your disability rating?
That time, 50%. It's been increased, obviously, from that point.
Okay.
And what is it currently, sir?
90, sir.
All right, thank you.
And when we were here in April, what was your disability rating?
100.
Okay. When did it get decreased?
March. Oh, I'm sorry. It was decreased in March. As of March 1.
Okay. And why was it decreased?
Because I took a job with Quick Trip.
It was not decreased due to a reevaluation of your condition?
No, ma'am. I was 100% unemployable. And then when I became employed, they dropped it down to 90% because I was no longer unemployable in their scheme of things.
Okay. So,
To be clear, Sherry, they are specifically not going after his disability income. Also, Erica, hello. I was thinking of you today because I got a couple of things of Judge Bronlick in Michigan offering people lawyers when they got contempt charges. And I was thinking about it. I was like, why have we never heard this really before? But I guess we do. We just don't pay attention. But anyway, so I was thinking of you when we saw that. Because I know most of family court, you don't get a lawyer. But that particular little bit, you do. We're going to hear about it, Sherry. This is the question. This is the question the judge is going to have to wrestle with here is how much is it fair to make this man work? I'm over here giggling about disability percentage and just, again, I'm Canadian and I'm crass, so forgive me, but I'm laughing over here thinking, oh, they rank them. You're the worst disabled person around versus the best, you know? But obviously I know that's not what it is.
I guess cleared up for me because I'm not in the military. You had a 100 unemployable rating that was dropped to 90%. Is that separate from your disability rating?
No, ma'am. They had me classified at 100% because they deemed that I could not get another job, hence the unemployable. When I got another job, they took that unemployable rating away and it dropped me back down to 90%.
Okay, did you have a medical evaluation at that time that led to that drop?
No, ma'am. It was just merely because I got a job. That was all.
Okay. Do you have any documentation you could show the court that shows that it was because of receiving a job instead of some type of medical evaluation stating that your disability had been alleviated?
I don't know offhand, but I remember seeing something that they dropped. They dropped down to 90%.
They should have sent you a letter explaining what they did, sir, and why they did it. The Army's changed. They send letters about everything, so yeah.
Right. I'm assuming that's what it says, sir. I can't say as a fact that's what it was.
Okay.
But I do remember seeing something.
Well, you'll probably need to dig that one up, sir, but I'll go ahead and let the lawyers finish your testimony. Thank you. You may proceed.
Okay, so at the time that we were here in March, at that time, you were receiving, I guess prior to that time, you were receiving $3,817 in disability.
That sounds correct without looking at an exact number. Yes, that sounds about right.
Okay, and so that amount decreased to $2,284.91.
Correct.
Okay, has your police retirement changed any?
No, ma'am. It's still sitting at $676.32.
Okay. As far as your employment, are you still working at the QT South?
No, ma'am. No longer working.
Okay. When did you stop working there?
August 15th.
So August, like just a few days ago?
Week and a half or so. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why'd you stop working there?
Medical reasons. I was miserable and my year contract was up the 1st of June and I was under no obligation to continue working there.
Okay. At that time, did you see a doctor?
I have seen a doctor with Quick Trip about the injuries. Most notably, my feet were my chief complaint, and they wanted.
So, right, huh? So he gets disability income from the military. He gets a retirement pension of $676 from his police service. And then he was employed by Quick Trip, which I'm told is a gas station chain. And when you hear how much money he was making, you will wonder why everybody isn't working at Quick Trip.
Me to have a very invasive foot surgery that was elective, that they hoped would solve the problem, and I just could not bank on hope. So I chose not to have that surgery.
So I guess tell me, what about the job was exacerbating that so that you couldn't work there anymore?
The job consisted of standing on your feet in body armor and a gun belt for 9 hours straight. There was no good time to sit down, and you were not allowed to sit down in the store. And I was on my feet for 9 hours a day, day in and day out, 5 days a week. And with the injuries that I sustained from service, I was in pain every second of every day and just miserable. My life was miserable.
How long had you worked at that job at the time that you quit?
A year was June 1st, so 14 months.
Okay.
Sir, I'm sorry, sir. They said you were working some type of security. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Uniform
And-
security, sir.
Okay, and where were you actually working, sir? What business?
Quick Trip, the gas station.
Okay, oh, quick, the gas station. All right, thank you. Wow, on guards at gas stations these days. Jeez.
Dallas is a rough place, sir.
Yeah, the times haven't changed on me. Never. Okay, thank you. You may
Yes, sir.
proceed, Ms. Hubbard.
You saw a doctor for a Quick Trip. Did you ever request a disability accommodation under the Americans with Disability Act?
As far as during the job, no, I did not. No, I mean,
Did you
I
ever-
made them. Go ahead.
Did you
I'm
ever
sorry.
request a reassignment to a job?
Now, would he be allowed to ask for a seat? Would he be allowed to ask for the ability to sit down or rest, or could they not buy him one of those ergonomic mats? I worked for a large bank and they would not let us sit down either. I fucking hated it. They wanted us to wear heels and not sit down. And if you were pregnant, they would let you sit down, but not unless you're pregnant. And but I guess somebody fought somewhere to get these very nice ergonomic standing mats that were really nice to stand on, but I would always have my shoes off to the side standing on these mats. I did not like that. I was young too. I was in my teens, and I was just like, why can't Sally sit down? Sally's disabled. Actually, Sally was disabled. I remember that. Sally walked with a cane and they made her stand up. I'm like, give Sally a fucking chair. What the fuck?
Where that you could sit in a chair for a while?
There was none available in this particular division. So this is the only job for the security side of it. This is it.
Okay. And they would not allow you to sit on a chair for any of the 9 hours you worked.
By policy, there is the ability to have 2 10-minute breaks where you can sit in a chair, but you have to do it in the back of the basically the storage area, and you're not allowed to be seen by any customers. So basically, I would have left the entire area completely unsecured.
I
And
guess
I
I'm
think-
finding it a little hard to believe that the gas station robbery industry is so prevalent that you couldn't have asked for a chair, given that your military service record shows that you have a disability, and the Americans with Disabilities Act would have protected you had you asked for a chair.
They
So
said
instead,
I
you
could-
just
I could-
decided to quit the job?
They said I can take 2 10-minute breaks, but I can't be in visual sight of any customer.
Did you ever
which
speak
would be
with any
awful.
HR about this issue to try to keep your job?
No.
Okay. What are you doing now?
Security, still security.
For where?
I still have a few friends that are in the business. And I'm doing random 1099 security gigs where I can find them.
So what is different about these security jobs that were not available to you before?
I can sit down
Okay.
on the job.
How much are you making for these jobs?
My goal is to make about 1,000 a month. That's realistic. I can make $1,000 a month.
You're making less than minimum wage on a 1099 job?
Most of these pay $26 to $30 an hour at best, and they're not always 8 hours a week. They're not 40 hours a week. Some of them are more than that, and most of them are less.
So you are prepared to go from making roughly 7,500 a job or a month from your job to less than minimum wage at a 1099 job that you're going to have to pay taxes on without asking for any kind of accommodation at your previous job.
Yes.
Do you see how that sounds like you are intentionally underemployed so that you
Yes.
don't have to pay child support?
Yes, I can see your point. And
I pass
I
a
can't
witness.
stay. I can't stay at that job. I can't.
I pass witness, Your Honor.
All right then, folks. I'm sorry, Mr. Brimhall, you're a witness. I'll be back in a moment, sir. Obviously, you're going to be able to make a closing statement, but right now I'll go ahead and let Mr. Brimhall be next. Thank you.
Okay. So my questions, well, how many other jobs have you?
Hold on, let's just break down the math here. $7,500 a month he was making from that job, plus $2,200 in disability, plus $600. Also, I think what he's gonna have a hard time with is what is the difference between these new security jobs that he's doing and the other ones. I think it's probably pretty safe to say they mostly want you to stand up. So I'm failing to see. Also, I thought that America was quite pro-veteran in the sense of, like, if he's a qualified veteran, military veteran that's disabled and goes to a company, she's probably right. He's protected at least to ask, right? They can't fire him for asking? Or can they? I don't know. It's definitely not legal advice.
You had since the 15th of August? Like how many individual shifts or jobs or pickups have you had?
Worked 1 week last week. It was 9 hours a day.
So you worked
Monday through Friday.
So you worked one 9-hour shift, or you worked 9 hours all of last week?
All of last week. Yes.
Sorry. So did you work one 9-hour shift, or did you work 5 9-hour shifts?
5 9-hour shifts. It was a Monday through Friday. This was a special one, but I was able to get on.
And so the job was just for that 1 week, yeah?
I was only able to do that 1 week, yes. There's possible for me to do more at this particular one, but it's only as long as the client needs us.
What were you paid per hour for that week?
$26 an hour.
So last week you were paid I guess, were you paid at the end of the week? Or
I'll be paid at the end of this week for last week.
Okay, and you have not taken any shifts this week, I guess, either yesterday or today?
No.
Are the jobs at all on the weekend, or are they just Monday through Friday?
It depends on the company you work for. It's a security company. They have a lot of little ones come and go most of the time. So you just got to be lucky enough to get on them. There's no
Is it so? Let me ask you this. So last week you should have been paid or will be paid for last week 1170, right? 1001, that's 26 times 45, right? So
it sounds right. It sounds, without looking at a calculator, it sounds right.
sure. Okay. So is there like a portal that you look for these jobs, or is it all word of mouth?
It's all reputation and
Portal. He said portal. Where's Vince? Summoning Vince for the portal talk. I don't understand what he's talking about, Mark. Like, he sounds like he's talking about going fishing. You know, it's hard. There's some big ones and a lot of small ones. And you gotta be lucky. You gotta know your stuff. You gotta get to the right spot at the right time and be fucking quiet.
word of mouth. Like I said, I still have some friends that are in the industry, and they will randomly text me and say, "Are you available this date?" And I say yes or no. And if I'm available, then I can work it. If I'm not available, then I have to tell them no.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Brimhall. I'm gonna interrupt you for a moment. All right, here, sir. When you left your last job, was that job actually the person? Was the actually the company that hired you as a security guard, or were you? Was this something that you were that another company that specializes in security guards hired you and were paying you, and that you were actually technically rent-a-cop by the convenience store? Is that what we're looking at?
No, sir. The last place, Quick Trip, it was a corporate security job. Yes, sir. I worked
so
for
they
a
hired
corporation.
you. So you left that, and right now the job that you had recently, that was just something you picked up by word of mouth, and it wasn't through another security company that you know. I've had several people come in over the years who work for security companies, and they go to different spots. They get assigned to different spots. So that wasn't this.
I worked this last week for a security company
Okay.
that has, multiple contracts. And
Okay.
I just worked on one of those contracts.
And this company treats their employees as independent contractors, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir, correct.
All right. So, okay, now it's making a little bit more sense. Sorry, you kind of lost me there for a second. All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Brimhall, your witness again. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Judge. So so you had said when you were testifying with Miss Hubbard that you were hoping to make 1,000 a month doing your new security job, and last week you made 1170. So is it your testimony that you're expecting to work 1 week a month?
No, this last week was a kind of a fluke. You never get a full week usually, unless you're full time with a company. I just actually got lucky. I still plan on working every week. I just can't guarantee that I will have work, especially like last week. Last week was
Okay, so let me ask you this. So are all of what's the name of the company that you worked for last week?
PCBM.
Okay, so PCBM, are all of the jobs that you're hoping to get, are they contracts that PCBM has, or is there some other entity you're hoping to pick up contracts with?
There's other entities that I'm friends with over the years that I'm friends with that will hire me to do jobs as well.
And I mean, we're talking like more than 5 different companies or less than 5?
3 off the top of my head.
Okay, all right. And do all of these? I guess what I want to know is what's the mechanic of you getting a new job for a day or a week? Do you have to call somebody? Do they call you? Is there a board where you just sign your name up? How does it work?
It's all by reputation and word of mouth. If I'm free for a week, I will call them or text them and hey, I'm free. Do you need anything this week? Or they will text me, hey, I have a gig, I have a shift coming up. Can you be available? And that's how I get it.
So it's always so I know we're talking about a limited window here with just the one last week, but I mean, are you saying that you call or text every week, or is that your intention to call or text every week?
Yes. Yes.
All right, and you're going to be doing that on like a Monday and hoping to get a Monday through Friday thing, or you do that on Sunday night, or hoping to...
I'm hoping to set it up a week in advance so that I have work next week. But the security industry, there's never stability. There's never a guarantee. That's why I took the quick trip job in the first place. I wish I could have a full-time job again. I can't.
How long were you in the police force?
In the what? I'm sorry. Police?
How long were you in the police force? Yeah.
9 years and some change.
Okay. And that, what department was that?
Parker Heights.
Sir, what city you live in now?
I live in Fort Worth, sir.
All right, so you're still in the Metroplex. All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So, do you have any current jobs lined up? Security jobs lined up for next week or the week after?
No, sir, not for next week. I have Wednesday through Friday this week, tomorrow through Friday at the same one as last week. But I don't have anything else lined up yet.
And I believe you answered the question with the judge, but these are all essentially one-off jobs. Like you're not going to be hired full-time. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Is it like is it an impossibility? Like they will not hire any full-time employees? Is that what you're saying?
No, most of the guys that I work for, the entities that I work for, it's all 1099.
So no one is a full-time employee. It's all 1099.
Correct, to my knowledge. That's how most of it works. And with the injuries I have on board, I can't do a full-time job. I just my body won't allow it.
Okay. What about have you applied for other like related security positions, like with armored cars or anything like that?
No, so they pay even less, honestly.
Okay.
That would not be worth my time.
Okay. So the equipment that you're using for the job, is that equipment you just own and you bring it to work, or is the job fitting you with equipment for the week or the 3 days in this case coming up?
Currently, it's all my own equipment.
Okay. And so you like this is all like it's all blue shirts and tasers and everything that you already own?
Correct. Yes, sir. All the equipment's mine.
And are these all armed positions, like with a weapon, or is it just a baton and taser and that kind of thing?
It's all armed for sure. Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, sir, what kind of license do you have for that now that you still have some type of peace officer license and a license, or what do you have?
I have a peace officer license. I still have a reserve badge. My license is still valid, and I have a license through the state to be security officer.
Okay, thank you. May proceed, Mr. Bramall.
Have you attempted to branch out and do different types of work, like serving individuals, legal citations, or anything like that?
No, sir. No, sir, not yet. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I just don't know. I don't know what I don't know to get into it. And it's something that I can research.
Hello, hi. My name is Amari. I was connected in room 10, but it got
Ma'am, stop. Ma'am, I'm in the middle of a hearing and you're being recorded in my hearing, so you need to. The state will be with you in a moment. For right now, you need to stop your talking and I'll let the state find you in a moment. Thank you, ma'am. You may proceed, Mr. Bramall, with your next question.
Are there any jobs at any...
Mr. Bramall, you need to go ahead and wrap this one up, sir. This is going to be a temp. This is going to be a further temp. There's no way I can. Based on the testimony I've heard from both of y'all, I got to do a further temp at best. But we don't need some more data. And the only other thing I need to know from this gentleman, when you get paid each week or every time you do one of these jobs, sir, do they actually give you a pay stub spelling out everything and how you're paid and that and on your pay stub it says you're a 1099 employee? How do they do that, sir?
I don't recall one of those. Usually it's just a direct deposit.
Okay, but the direct deposit receipt shows who's this coming from and how much it is. Is that correct, sir?
Usually, yes, sir.
All right, thank you. You may proceed, Mr. Benoit.
Have you, I guess, is there any, have you applied for any police, sheriff, law enforcement jobs that aren't out in the field?
No, sir. No, I don't. To my knowledge, everybody starts in the patrol, which would be full time, and I wouldn't be able to go back to that.
Okay, all right. All right. And the job this Wednesday, Wednesday through Friday, that's the same 9 hours, 26 hours each hour. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It'll be the same.
Okay. All right. I know you're not a fortune teller, but do you think you'll have the same kind of jobs lined up next month that you have had this month, the last week and this week?
That is my goal. I hope so, but I can't count on it. That is what I want, and that'd be great, but it's not a guarantee.
Okay, I'll pass the witness.
All right, anything on redirect, Ms. Hubbard?
Mr. Reedus, in the April order, you were ordered to pay $1,840 starting April 1st. Have you been making those payments?
No, ma'am, I have not.
Why is that?
Because I believed that amount was incorrect, and I would like the court to reevaluate based on the correct information, and then I would be happy to pay that amount.
You realize we had a hearing in front of this same judge, and he's the one that made the ruling on March 21st that you pay that?
Correct, but the numbers that were given were incorrect. He was given incorrect information, but now that we have the correct information, I would just like it to be fixed, and then I'd be happy to make payments on it.
Here's the problem, Mr. Reedus. You're probably getting ready to get a motion for enforcement filed against you, sir, which means, yeah, you could end up in jail behind that, sir. That's not the way it works.
Okay.
And I can't. And you might want to go talk to a lawyer really fast, sir. Thank you. Well, you may proceed with the question.
You're such an idiot. See, he would be in such a better position right now if he said, I'm not able to pay this. I find it very difficult. My job's changed. And he had been making the payments at least, but he didn't make the payments since April. And this was the judge that issued the order, buddy. Oh, not good. Not good at all.
Your Honor, I'd like to introduce the pay record for Mr. Reedus.
All right, I've got it here. All right, let me mark. I'm marking this as States 1. Okay. Let me make sure I got the right one. Yeah. All right. This has been marked as States Exhibit number 1. It's the financial activity report in this case. I'll start with you, Mr. Brimall. Any objection to the court having this document, sir?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. McGriff, this is States 1. It shows what monies have been paid for child support in your case. Any objection, ma'am?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Reedus, is there a legal reason why the court should not look at what's been paid through the state disbursement unit in your case for child support?
No, sir, I don't think so.
All right, States 1's admitted. You may proceed, Ms. Hubbard. Thank you.
I pass witness, Your Honor.
All right, let's see. All right, the court will note there's been some funds coming in, but it's not anywhere close to what it should, well, as far as this is concerned, yeah. Anyway, anything on recross real quick, Mr. Brimall?
No, I do have, like a child support calculation, but I can present that at closing.
All right, then. All right, call your next witness then, Ms. Hubbard. Thank you.
State would like to call Terry McGriff. Ma'am, will you state your name for the record?
Terry McGriff.
And in our pleadings, we have you listed as Terry Reedus. Is that correct?
Yes.
But your legal name is now Terry McGriff.
Yes, I just recently had it changed.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for clearing that up. Has Mr. Reedus paid you anything directly since we were last here in March?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is the source, I guess, is the child Orion still being covered under Mr. Reedus's TRICARE for his medical insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and is he still being covered by your spouse for dental?
He has medical and dental and vision through my current husband.
Okay. Has the cost changed since we were last in court for the dental?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything that you'd like to tell the court or make sure that the court hears today?
I don't know what the correct amount is that I should be receiving, but I know that it should be more than what I am receiving. And I don't understand why it was never increased with the court order that was placed in March.
Thank you. I pass witness.
All right, Mr. Brimmer, your witness.
Do you have any information about, when was the last time you physically saw Mr. Reedus?
At my oldest son's military graduation in March 21st.
Of this year?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
4 days
And
before
prior to
Labor Day.
that, do you recall?
I don't remember previous before that.
Has Mr. Reedus ever told you about his income or his earning potential? I
No,
guess
sir.
within the last year, I'll qualify that. Within the last year.
I do not ask him any questions about his income.
Okay. When y'all were previously married, correct?
Yes.
And when y'all were together, you were aware of his injuries from the Army. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, I was.
Okay. But I guess when sorry, let me get out my sentence. My brain was working too quickly there. The last time that y'all saw each other at that graduation, was there any conversation about his ability to perform his current job at all, or how he was doing physically?
No, I never talked to him. We were in a family setting. There was a bunch of different family members around, and I had no desire to say anything to him regarding what he was being paid or his job status or anything.
Okay. And do you have any kind of knowledge about?
And if she had done so at her child's graduation event, we would be lambasting her. What a stupid question. That's so dumb. Honestly, that's like the stupidest question. KCC. Gifting memberships. Thank you. Thank you so much. The thing is, she isn't asking for an increase in child support. The state is, because the state does it based on how much you get taxed and how much income you have. And so it's not her. It's the lady in the middle from the Attorney General's office that is asking to do it. And I think that he's being, unfortunately, a little too transparent. Or like we can see through his sort of ruse here. Hi, in Kentucky. I hope everything's well there. Um, yeah, I think, I don't know. I can understand if, but I mean, seriously, if he was making like $7,500 a month as as a security guard, like, and he's just gonna be a security guard again, I'm questioning that. You know, and you know,
His ability to work or anything like that right now?
I do know that he has limitations, but I believe that he could work a regular job. Um, those limitations are not to the point to where he can't work at all.
Okay, all right. I'll pass witness. I don't have any other questions.
All right, Ms. Hubbard, anything else of this witness?
No, Your Honor.
All right, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and listen to closing statements and closing arguments, and obviously I'm gonna start with the attorneys in this matter. I'll start with Mr. Brimhall, and then I'll go to Ms. Hubbard, and then I'll go to Ms. Griff, and then Mr. Reedus. I'll let you be the last one to give me a closing statement or closing argument, sir. So at this time, like I said, I'll start with the ad litem, and then go to the state, and then to Ms. Griff, and then to you, sir. Thank you.
Judge, in this case, at least for right now, here's kind of the facts about the finances. Mr. Reedus testified that his police retirement is $676.32 a month. He has testified to working 5 days last week, and he anticipates working 3 days this week. Between those 8 days, he will have made $1,872 gross. He also expects to work roughly that same amount at a minimum going forward. So if that holds true, I would expect that his income would be the total of his police retirement, 676 plus 1872, which comes out to 2548.
And that's also VA.
Right, and the VA, I was just getting to that, Judge. The VA is non-taxable income. That is 2284 and 91 cents. So I believe his income available for child support, his net resources available for child support is 4489. That comes out to $897 a month right now, $898 a month right now. The health and dental and vision are all taken care of right now. However, as was testified to, Mr. Reedus was making a substantially higher amount per month. He essentially went from making an average of $7,600 a month to he hopes 1872. So that's quite a big drop. I don't take any position on that. I mean, it's certainly plausible to me that given his injuries, standing for 9 hours would be very difficult. I'm not going to insinuate that anything about that. But it is, I will just point out that that is quite a big drop. And so I think in this case, a temp order is probably the right thing to do, and we can get some more data points and recalculate it in several months' time. And that's all I have, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. Hubbard.
Your Honor, the reason why the state's still requesting a final order is because Mr. Reedus worked in his job for a year and never requested any kind of, accommodation for his disability, either through, showing his military service record when he received his disability back in, 2014, or, through his police work. It boggles me that someone would give up a job that was a steady pay of $7,529 per month with, whatever benefits a full-time job also entails, to go work for his friends at a piecemeal 1099 job that Mr. Reedus at this time claims he's going to earn less than what a minimum wage worker making $7.25 an hour, working 40 hours a week would make per month. To me, that just basically Mr. Reedus just admitted to you that he just does not want to pay this amount of child support. I don't want to give him another chance to try to figure out another way to get through this. I just want to end it here. You're able to make the amount that you've made for the past year, and your child needs support. So the state's requesting that we just finalize the temp.
All right, Ms. McGriff, anything you'd like to say in closing, ma'am? You don't have to, but if you want to, you can.
I'm just frustrated at this point. I don't know what should be done. I do believe that he should be paying more than what he's paying. And I like I said before, I just don't understand why it's almost September and nothing has been paid other than the original amount that was in the original decree. Actually, it's less than what was in the original decree. I've been receiving $580, and with one child still under the age of 18, it was supposed to be $663, I believe. So I'm not even receiving the amount that I should have been receiving if we were to go back to that original decree. So I just have lots of questions with this whole situation.
All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, Mr. Reedus, you're up, sir.
Where to begin? I'll just start at the last.
Where to begin? I think he's fucking shot himself in the foot. If he had quit this job after a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, but to only quit the job when the child support payment went up, I don't think it's gonna fly. I think he thought he could walk in here and be like, bro, how can I afford that? It's too much. And the judge would be like, oh, it's too much. Thank God you didn't pay. I mean, God, we would not have wanted you to pay. Okay? Like, the judge is not happy about that. So I think he's stupid for that. And it just smacks. There's something going on here, allegedly, in my opinion. Allegedly, in my opinion. Also, this is only 3 more years he's got. 3 more years. And then this child is 18. And it's over. Suck it up. Or, here's another idea. I mean, honestly, though, it's not fair. We go by what people have their earnings from the last year. That's the way that is. Also, I know you're not allowed to deduct income from somebody's disability, but here's the great part. He gets disability in quite a large sum from the government. So hopefully he can utilize some of that to help him offset this cost.
I never changed what the VA automatically takes out, so I'm not sure why it's less than what the original decree said. I have no idea on that. And for Quick Trip, I cannot physically do that job. I just can't. There's no accommodations that would allow me to continue working at that job. The job is 9 hours on your feet, and I just can't do that physically. Yes, it's a huge stressful change, and I'm going to have to navigate through it. I hope to continue to have these security jobs, and I'm going to make the best of it. That's all I have here.
All right, thank you. All right, here's the deal, folks. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this one under advisement. I got my little advisement notebook out here. I want to, what's the day? The day, okay, dang, it's the end of the month.
It's the
All right, here's the
27th.
deal. I'm sorry?
Oh, I was just saying it's the 27th. of
Okay,
August.
I want to reset this one for ruling in 2 days. We got another docket on Thursday. I want to go ahead and listen to this. I want to go ahead and look at this. I'll allow the item to do any investigation they feel is appropriate. Are you here in 2 days, Mr. Brimo?
Yes, Your
No.
Honor, he's on that docket.
Oh,
All right.
oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, I am. Yeah.
All right, then. Well, I'm gonna reset this. Neither party has to appear for a
Thank
ruling,
you.
but obviously, if you're gonna make some type of presentation to the court, I'll allow you to do some more research one way or the other. Here's a problem, Mr. Reedus. What I'm looking at is your old job plus your redone disability. Because again, you did the job for a year, but as soon as child support started, bam, you can't do it anymore. I'm sorry, sir. That just smacks of problems. Okay. And now we're going to somewhere that they can't even get wage withholding from you going forward because you're now 1099 employee. That smacks of problems, sir. And the courts, I've seen this way too often. You may be the one guy that's the exception, but 99, 90 out of 100 aren't. So again, if you want to come back on that date, I'm resetting this matter for the 9 o'clock docket for me to make a ruling. If you got anything else in addition you want to show up, and you and Ms. McGriff are both free to do it, but I plan on making a ruling. And right now, it's a 50-50 shot whether or not I do this as a temp or a final, because your circumstances are your circumstances, sir. You say you didn't want to do the surgery that would fix that, and because it may or may not work, well, that's your right, sir. But it's also my right to make a final order based on what you have earned over the last 12 months, sir, as being what you could earn going forward, except for the VA disability portion, sir. So that's what I'm looking at. And, the law's harsh sometimes, sir. But right now, under the family code, the law says I'm supposed to look at what you actually earned over the last 12 months as being what you probably could earn going forward. And 12 months from now, you can come back and ask me to change that around because it's something totally different. But then again, the state's liable to say that you're underemployed at that point. But the bottom line is, it is what it is. I'm gonna double check my math. I want to double look at everything, and I'll reset this matter for this coming Thursday to make a ruling. And I'll ask the state to have the calcs based on the old job plus the new VA disability amount that's non-taxable, because obviously that's that. Okay, that's going to be that going forward. He's not getting the 4K a month from the VA, but he is still getting 2K. So anyway, I'll talk to everybody on the on that coming this coming Thursday. And Mr. Reedus, you might want to start talking to a lawyer, sir, because the bottom line is the prior court order is the prior court order. If you felt that was unfair or it wasn't correct, it doesn't change anything. The order is the order, and that's the amount that you owe. That's the amount I've got to reduce the judgment, and that's the amount I've got to look at repayment, no matter what, whether it's a final order or temporary order, sir. It was the court's order, and that's what you owe. And technically, you can be held in contempt for, sir. So for right now, if you want to seek legal counsel, and I know it's kind of hard to do something in 2 days, but you might want to do it. And if need be, well, I'll let you show up, sir, with a lawyer, without a lawyer, or a motion for continuance, whatever you need, sir. But for right now, I'm looking at making a ruling on this one in 2 days, because if I want to do something, if I want to do something, I want to start the first day of September, but I can always hold it off to the first day of October going forward. So that's still left up to the purview of the court. So thank you everybody very much, and I'll see everybody back on Thursday. We're off the record.
Start a YouTube channel or perhaps an OnlyFans loud. Somebody could put exclamation mark links in the chat. That is that, ladies and gentlemen. That is that. We all have to hustle, and there ain't no shame in that game. But I think the problem here is that he was working. He had a track record. The reality is, you gotta go by the track record. The most reliable predictor of the future is recent past behavior. Something like that. And the reality is, I'm not like trying to say he's a terrible guy, but what he did here, a lawyer would not recommend. they would say, no, you gotta pay, you gotta file motions, you can't just, dilly-dally decide this, that, the other. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed that case. We have much more this week coming up. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I think we'll do the bathtub family tomorrow, Sherry. But yeah, keep your eyes out for that. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you again to everybody who gifted, but everybody who gifted your time as well. Thank you so much. If you gift me your words in a comment later, I will be so happy. Remember that I love you, I am proud of you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Tons of fun carving. Missed it. I'm sorry. Next time.
Always down and ready to ride.